Okay, welcome back to educator.com. The next lesson is on dividing fractions, including fractions that are mixed numbers. So, in the same way that we multiply fractions, when we divide fractions, we have to make sure that we have no mixed numbers. So if you do have mixed numbers, then make sure to change them to an improper fraction. So when you have a fraction a over b, and you're dividing it by another fraction c over d, what you're going to do is take the second fraction, okay, and you're going to flip it. You're just going to make this number the top number, the bottom number, and then the bottom number becomes your top number. And when you do that, you're going to change the division sign to a multiplication sign. So then now your problem becomes a over b times d over c. And you're going to multiply the fractions the same way. Okay? So again, take the second fraction and flip it. When you flip it, you're going to it's going to go from dividing to multiplying. Okay? So let's do a few examples. 2 over 3 divided by 3 over 4. So I have no mixed numbers, so I can go ahead and work with these fractions right here. So 2 over 3. Now I'm going to switch this sign to a multiplication sign because I'm going to take this fraction right here. My 4, my denominator becomes my numerator, and my numerator becomes my denominator. Okay, don't forget, if you flip the first fraction, you're going to get it wrong. Okay, so make sure it's not the first fraction, it's the second fraction that you flip. So from here, I'm going to multiply my numerators. So 2 times 4 is 8, and then 3 times 3 is 9. So 2 over 3 divided by 3 over 4 is 8 over 9. Okay. The next example, 1 and 2/5 divided by 2 and 3/5. I have, both of my fractions are mixed numbers. So I have to make sure to change them to improper fractions before I go ahead and divide them. So when you change it from a mixed number to an improper fraction, you take the bottom number, 5, multiply it to your whole number, and add the top number. So you're going to go 5 times 1 is 5, plus 2 is 7. So it's 7 over 5, and then divided by 5 times 2 is 10, plus 3 is 13. 13 over 5. Now look at how I kept the division sign. I can only switch it to multiplication when I flip my top and bottom numbers. For now, I didn't flip it yet. All I did was just convert this mixed number to an improper fraction, so I had to keep this sign. So my next step, I'm going to make it a multiplication problem by flipping these. So my 5 now goes on the top, and my 13 is going to go on the bottom. And remember from last lesson, if I have this problem right here, I can see if a number from the top and a number from the bottom can simplify if they have common factors. So 7 and 13 have no common factors because they're both prime. 7 is a prime number and 13 is a prime number. So the only common factor between them would be 1. This 5 and the 5 up here, they have a common factor of 5. They're the same number, so they have their common factor would be itself. So I can simplify these numbers by dividing their common factor of 5. So I'm going to take this 5 divided by 5, which is 1, and then this number divided by 5, and that also becomes 1. Okay, so then now I can multiply the top numbers together and then multiply my bottom numbers together. So 7 times 1 is 7, and then 1 times 13 is 13. And that is my answer. Okay, some more examples. 6 over 5 divided by 3 over 4. Now, since none of these are mixed numbers, I can go ahead and just work with those. So, since I'm dividing, I can now multiply after switching these, so it becomes 4 over 3. Okay. Again, you can just multiply them. Okay, just do 6 times 4, 24, over 5 times 3, which is 15, and then simplify that fraction. Or you can simplify the problem, this is the problem, by seeing if any numbers have common factors. Now again, 6 and 4, this number 6 and this number 4 have a common factor of 2 because they're both even numbers, but I can't cancel those out because they're both on the top. So whenever you cancel numbers out, make sure that one of them is on the top and one of them is on the bottom. So I can only do maybe 5 and 4, but they don't have any common factors besides 1. 6 and 3 have a common factor of 3. So then 3 divided by 3 is 1, and 6 divided by 3 is 2. Make sure you divide both numbers by that same factor. Okay, now I'm going to multiply. So 2 times 4 is 8. 5 times 1 is 5. And that's an improper fraction, but I can leave it like that, and that's my answer. Okay, the next example, 4 and 1/4 divided by 5 over 3. I have a mixed number, so I need to convert that. 4 times 4 is 16, plus 1 is 17. So 17 over 4 divided by 5 over 3. Okay, I didn't change it yet because I didn't flip this fraction. So then 17 over 4 times 3 over 5. Okay, make sure it's the second fraction that you flip, okay? From here, let's see, 17 with 5, no, they don't have any common factors. And 4 with 3, nope, no common factors besides 1. So I have to just solve it out, 17 times 3, and then 4 times 5. So 17 times 3, let's do that problem. Okay. So 7 times 3 is 21. Put 2 up here, 1 down here. Add these two numbers, or sorry, multiply these two and then add that number. So 3, 5. So 51 over 4 times 5 is 20. Okay. This is my answer. If you can change it to a mixed number if you'd like. Okay, all you're going to do is see how many times 20 is going to fit into 51, and then that's going to be your whole number. How many you have left over is your numerator, and then keep the same denominator of 20. Okay. So let's just do that. So 20 is going to fit into 51 2 times. If you do 2 times, so it's 51 divided by 20. It's going to fit in there 2 times, and that becomes 40. I have 11 left over. So I can write it like this, or I can write it like 2 is my whole number, and I have 11 left over 20. So either answer is going to, or either fraction, improper or mixed number, is going to be your answer. You can leave it this way, or you can write it this way. Okay, a few more examples. 7 over 8. Multiply, or divide, and then change this fraction. So 9 times 3 is 27. Add the 2, that's 29 over 9. Okay, I'm going to do 7 over 8 times 9 over 29. And then 8 and 9 have no common factors. 7 over 9 have no common factors. I can go up 9 with 29. I can compare those two. But nothing has any common factors for me to simplify or to reduce. So I'm going to multiply. 9 times 7 is 63. And then 29 times 8, 9 times 8 is 72. 8 times 2 is 16, plus 7 is 23. So that is 232. And I know they have no common factors because none of these were able to reduce. So then this will be my final answer. Okay, the next example, 5 over 4 divided by 9 over 11. It's my problem. I have to, now before I start canceling numbers out, I have to make sure I change this to a multiplication problem first. So 5 over 4 times 11 over 9. Okay, don't forget to flip this one. And let's see, 11 with 9, no. 11 with 4, no. 5 with 9, no. So none of these have any common factors for me to cancel or cross-cancel numbers out. So then 5 times 11 is 55, and 4 times 9 is 36. And that is my answer. Okay. So the next couple of examples, I have 3 and 3 over 7 divided by 6 and 1 over 4. These are both mixed numbers, so I have to convert them to improper fractions. 7, I take my denominator of 7, multiply it to my whole number, and then add the numerator. So 7 times 3 is 21, plus 3 is 24. And then 4 times 6 is 24, plus 1 is 25. Make sure you keep the same denominator. Okay, so now I can go ahead and divide these fractions. For me to divide fractions, I have to take my second fraction and flip it. So my top number is going to become my bottom number. My bottom number will become the top number. So let's write it right here. Once I flip it, I'm going to change my sign to multiplication. So it's going to be 24 over 7 times 4 over 25. Make sure you flip the second one and not the first one. If you flip the first one, you're going to get the wrong answer. So it's 24 over 7 times 4 over 25. And you're going to see if you can multiply or you can cancel any of these numbers out. Make sure that one number is the numerator and another number is in the denominator position. So 7 with 4, they have no common factors because 7 is a prime number. And then 24 and 25 also have no common factors. So you're going to have to multiply the top numbers and then multiply the bottom numbers together to get your answer. So 24 times 4. 24 times 4. 4 times 4 is 16, so I put the 1 right here. 6 down there. 4 times 2 is 8. Add the 1. 9. This becomes 96 over, and then 25 times 7. 5 times 7 is 35, so put the 3 up here. 5 right there. 7 times 2 is 14, plus 3 is 17. So this is 175. And since none of these were able to reduce or cross-cancel, I know that this is my answer. Okay. The next example, 2 and 4 over 5 divided by 10 over 3. 10 over 3 is an improper fraction, so I can leave that as it is. This one I have to convert. So 5 times 2 is 10, plus the 4 is 14. So 14 over 5 divided by 10 over 3. So I'm going to flip the second fraction so that the top number and my bottom number switch positions. And then that changes this division to multiplication. So 14 over 5 times 3 over 10. So from here, now that it's a multiplication problem, I can see if any numbers will cross-cancel. So 5 and 3 have no common factors because they're both prime numbers. 14 and 10 have a common factor. Before we do that, let me just point out 5 and 10 have a common factor of 5, right? 5 goes into both of these numbers. But remember, you can't cancel those out because they're both denominators. So they're both on the bottom. So when you cancel numbers out, you have to make sure that one of them is on the top and another one is on the bottom. Okay? So I can, since 14 is on the top and 10 is on the bottom, I can cross-cancel those numbers out. Now, a common factor between 14 and 10 is 2 because they're both even numbers. So I'm going to take both numbers and divide it by that common factor. So since the common factor is 2, I'm going to divide this number by 2, and that's 5. And then take the 14 divided by 2, and that becomes 7. You have to make sure that you're going to divide by the same factor. Okay? And there are no more. So 7 and 5, they have no common factors. So then I can go ahead and multiply them. 7 times 3, 21. 5 times 5 is 25. And that is your answer. Okay? So make sure when you divide fractions, number 1, convert all mixed numbers to improper fractions. And then you're going to switch the second fraction. Okay, switch the top number becomes the bottom number becomes the top number, and then you're going to multiply those fractions together. Okay? So that's it for this lesson. Thank you for watching educator.com.